I grew up in a society where self-expression was really restricted, and my motivation for this sculpture is that we have to have a public art piece which invites all kinds of stories and comments, and share it with the wider public and have this dialogue in our society and in our community. And I missed out on that when I grew up in the socialist dictatorship. It was really restricted how you could engage in this social conversation, especially in the visual arts. The Bearing Project now has a location, the Sunset Park, at the end of the Kendall Yards, and we have 4.5 years to put in the life-size statue, and we are appealing to all kinds of art-loving and socially conscious people to donate to our cause.
How we treat the arts really reflects our values, and if we start destroying the arts, I think we're destroying ourselves.
The most meaningful part of this sculpture is the woman who her stance, she is actually an uplifting person.
It does depict walking through that door with a sense of confidence and a sense of hope that I can create a new life for myself.
The basket that the woman is carrying is such an iconic symbol for women's labor.
And she's got this basket case of a warlord on her head. Now he's not moving, he's motionless, he's just stoic. But she is moving.
The weight that that woman is bearing on her shoulders, and to stop and really try to put that in context, what does that really mean?
The symbolism and the iconography related to how do we really get out and talk about women's work. And so that part of it really captured me.
Women and children suffer the most in a war, any war.
And having been a mother of a young Marine that died in Afghanistan, I just really identified with her work and what women go through.
I think many people do not realize it's a long-term trauma. It's a multi-generational trauma. It doesn't end when people flee or they go home from a war.
Well, our biggest donor so far, he grew up in Lebanon and in a conflict area, and where he heard shots fired and bombs going off all of his childhood. And he ended up coming to the United States. He became a geneticist and a physician, very successful person. And the piece appeals to him because of the way that he grew up.
Somebody, an artist in Spokane, cares about them. And so that is meaningful, because I think a lot of times they don't really feel like they're cared about, they're forgotten.
Donating for a statue that's going to be there for generations of Spokane to come, and visitors, and I really think it's going to be an important enough piece of art that it's going to attract people to our community from elsewhere. So it's not just going to be Spokane citizens that see it, it's going to be people that travel here for it. And the message is strong enough, and it's a powerful enough piece that it creates that centerpiece, and so to have your name attached to that means that you're part of that legacy.
Something like this sculpture will outlast any of our lives.
This project really is about asking those hard questions, but also giving people that avenue to have a safe dialogue about something that is extremely serious, and then being able to educate children in an appropriate way about all of the parameters surrounding things that happen in conflict that are sad and tragic.
If there's an artist that is speaking for them, if you will, and it gives them an outlet to maybe share their own stories, that would be wonderful.
We have to rethink where we invest. And all those people I invite to donate who want to invest into positive things, lifting up other people and rebuilding people and rebuilding societies.